victory over Portland for the third straight time, 114-107, as they improved to 2-1. We will see you Tuesday, 8 p.m. tip against Golden State. Wait, that's not. Is that Tuesday? It is. Wow. I don't know what day of the week it is.
Is it a weekday?
Is it a week?
No.
If it's a day that ends in Y, I'm working. So that's all I got for you. John Collins going to put the headset on for us today as he gets it from Justine. John's looking for us. There's no way he can see us. Oh, he can. All right. John, thanks so much. Appreciate you. Got us?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hear you guys loud and clear.
Thank you. Thanks for hopping on. 7 for 8 for you tonight, 16 points and 6 rebounds. What clicked today for you? It seemed like on the offensive end, everything was working.
Obviously, honestly, for me, it's how I play. I don't like to really force shots. I like to take the best shots available, and I have some great playmakers in Chris and James out there. A lot of lethal weapons out there for me to obviously create space for others and use that space for myself. So just what I'm trying to do out there is make winning plays. And tonight, we got to see some of that.
You made a lot of winning plays. This Clipper team able to come away with a win. What was the conversations like when you guys fell down 12 in that second quarter, able to build it back up in the third and then take the lead late in the third?
In the best way when I say this, we didn't give a damn. We were all together. We all understood that this is a game of runs. And again, we trusted in our work. We trusted in each other as teammates and didn't panic and stayed in the moment and just continued to chip away as we did and get another home victory tonight.
Last one for you, John. This is your third game with this team. What have you enjoyed the most out of being with the Clippers in this group?
Just the competitive nature. I've never really felt the urgency as I've had when I mess up on a cut or don't get a rebound, and it's Kawhi, it's James Harden, it's Chris Paul that are telling me encouraging me to do better. It's just a different level of standard that I'm being held to that I honestly appreciate, and that winning culture is something I'm always happy to be a part of and add to, and that's what we're trying to do here is put a ring on our finger.
All right, well, you guys took one step towards that with a win today. Thanks for joining us, John. Enjoy this one with your teammates.
Thanks, guys.
John Collins, Adam Oslin's player of the game, and he goes 7 for 8 with 16 points. Adam said he would get his Clipper career high, and he did. Adam, we're going to need more predictions out of you this year. Clippers get the win, 114-107 for Big Brother Jake Warner. Joey Kimball, our statistician. Adam Oslin will have you post-game. Carly Menace saying so long. Daniel West, take it away. Clippers win, but don't go anywhere. Clipper stock is next. Clippers get a victory, 114-107 over the Blazers on your Clippers Audio Network. We're about to hop back on. My bad. But it's great to see you, dog. Yeah, thank you. You're looking good. Good suit. Good suit. Everything good?
Kawhi Leonard helps the Clippers to a 114-107 victory here at Into a Dome as they take down the Portland Trail Blazers and improve to 2-0 here at home and 2-1 on this young season. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Moslin. Coming up, we'll have some post-game audio from the head coach and the players after this one. We'll also get to your second half highlights, your post-game box score, and more. But first, back over to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez.
Hey.
Well, Carlo, when in doubt, let Kawhi Leonard bail you out. On that jumper he hit over Sharp, it looked like a broken possession. It looked like it could have been the Clippers' 26th or 25th turnover. I guess they only credited him with 24 turnovers in this ball game.
Only.
It looked like another bad possession that could end in a turnover. Instead, Kawhi's butter with the jumper, then got the floater to go, and that was all she wrote for the Portland Trail Blazers. Kawhi is clutch, and clutch is everything, as they say.
Adam, that was a bar, first of all. But yeah, Kawhi was excellent. He only had 10 rebounds 4 times last year, which was a season high every time he did it. He had 10 rebounds in game 3. I mean, that's incredible. You think about where he is physically, how he feels, his ability to be aggressive not only around the glass but in the paint. Second straight game at him that Kawhi leads the team with 21 attempts. You love to see that. He had those big 3 threes in the third quarter. And then his impact defensively, able to force turnovers. I thought for Kawhi Leonard, this was a huge game. There were moments where the Clippers just needed offense, and he got them. And he played 35 minutes and didn't look tired, which is incredible thinking how much he had the ball. The usage rate, I'm excited to see after the game because I'm sure it's up there in the last season and a half for the Clippers.
Yeah, they clearly were playing through Kawhi Leonard in this ball game, early, often, and late. It's also their 12th straight victory over the Portland Trail Blazers when Kawhi Leonard is available. He's won 12 straight against this team when he's out there on the court. Pretty impressive. A 30 ball for him on 11 of 21 shooting. Wasn't just him, though. Ivica Zubac going up against a smaller Blazers roster at times when Donovan Clingan was out of the ball game. He ended up with 21 and 8 in his 35 minutes, 9 of 14 from the field. More Big Zoo, more problems for the opposition.
Yeah, he just dominated. It felt like anytime they got him the ball in the paint, he got a good shot. I thought he was really aggressive in this game after really quiet night offensively on Friday, 9 for 14 from the field. A couple of nice assists. He had 3 of them, and then 2 massive blocks. When the Clippers offense sputtered, Big Zoo really got them back on their feet in that second quarter. He had 8 points in the second quarter, Adam, and was a one bright spot they had all quarter. But what's even more impressive is you look at this box score and you look at the defense. That's what stands out to me. Portland has 37 points in the second quarter. They then only go for 22 and 25 in the third and the fourth. The Clippers got serious about defense in the second half, and that proved to be huge in this win.
I mean, I don't know what their defensive rating is right now in the half court against Portland, but it's got to be special because the Blazers had 29 fast break points. So when the Clippers weren't turning the ball over, live ball turnovers leading to easy runouts for the Portland Trail Blazers, they were in Clamp City mode in half court with their defense. I thought John Collins was spectacular, really on both ends, but the putback he had, the three-pointer he hit in the fourth quarter, 7 of 8 from the field, 16 points, 6 boards. You talk with him post-game, but what just a shot in the arm for this Clippers group to have somebody with that motor, with that level of athleticism out there flying around and making plays.
Yeah, credit Lawrence Frank for pulling the trigger on that trade because it has proved really beneficial for the Clippers to just have Collins out there, somebody who can create, get downhill, and then be a flyer on the offensive end. The Clippers had him really, with the way Derrick Jones Jr. is playing, with the way John Collins is playing, they have leak-out threats this year. And that has forced teams to not be able to crash 5 guys on the offensive glass. You have to respect the Clippers can push it in transition. We talked about the 26 fast break points last game. Wasn't near that number today, but it still felt like there were moments in which they forced the Trailblazers to get back defensively early. I was really impressed with the way John Collins played and the shot selection he got, and really up and down the board. I mean, credit Bogdan Bogdanovic, who came in to start at moments. I thought he played really well. James Harden, 13 assists and 20 points, and a double-double for him for the first time this season. And the Clippers just took care of business. This was an impressive win especially with this Portland team that is going to win a lot more games this season than they did last season. The Clippers were able to not only take a punch, but get back up and punch back after giving up their 11-point lead. They took back an 11-point lead in the fourth and were able to come away with a victory.
Yeah, they might have punched themselves in the face a few different times, like in Fight Club here, because they were down 5 at the half. And that second quarter with 8 turnovers, the way they struggled there and how the game turned back in the favor of the Portland Trailblazers, just for the Clippers to come out in that third quarter and win it by 10 and stabilize things. That was impressive to me. And you said it, but if you have 24 turnovers and somehow win the ball game and do so without even getting to clutch time, the game was not within 5 points in the last 5 minutes. That's impressive. Portland played well at times. The Clippers were just too talented out there when they had to be. They go on to win 114-107. Next game coming up on Tuesday. Portland going up to NorCal. They're taking on the Golden State Warriors, who they have won 7 straight games against. But you can't take this team lightly. This is going to be a tough matchup from Chase Center. Tip-off at 8 p.m. Pre-game show starting at 7. Carlo Jimenez, great call as always. We'll talk to you on Tuesday, my friend.
Adam, I cannot wait to talk to you on Tuesday, 7 o'clock pregame. Wow, late night with Adam. Let's go!
Clippers are 2-1 on the young season. They are undefeated here at Intuit Dome. They win 114-107 over the Blazers. More postgame coming up next. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers win 114-107 over the Portland Trail Blazers here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in, Clipper Nation. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll get through your full game recap. We'll hear from Coach Lou and the players. Clippers improved to 2-1 here. They do so thanks to some hot shooting, 55% from the floor. Imagine if they didn't have 24 turnovers leading to 30 points in this ball game. They also went 12 of 31 from the outside. That's 39%. And the Portland Trail Blazers, while having 29 fast break points off of those Clippers turnovers mostly, they only shot 37% from the field, 11 of 41 from the outside. When this Clippers team was able to get in the half court, they did damage. When the Portland Trail Blazers were able to get out and run, they did damage against the Clippers. This is something we know. The Clippers are an older team. Portland Trail Blazers, a lot of athleticism, a lot of youth on this squad, and still missing Scoot Henderson right now. This Clippers team was led by Kawhi Leonard, 30 points, 11 of 21 shooting. That 21 number is what I like to see. Kawhi getting up 21 shots in the ball game, 4 of 6 from the outside. Ivica Zubac had 21 on 9 of 14 shooting, 8 boards, 3 assists. James Harden with 20 and an under the radar 13 assists in this ball game. James Harden was dishing. The only problem was he did have 7 turnovers. There were some sloppy ones. 6 of 12 from the field, 2 of 7 from the outside. Off the bench, John Collins was 16 on 7 of 8 shooting. This is the player that everybody wanted on this team for years now. They finally got him, reaping the benefits, and he helped close out this ball game for the Clippers. I don't know if they win it without his physicality, athleticism. That three-pointer he hit in the near side corner of the fourth quarter was huge. The first 3 shots the Clippers hit in the fourth quarter were all three-pointers, 2 from CP3, 1 from John Collins. Chris Paul making an impact there, but that second one made by CP3 was after a miss from him. Offensive rebound, John Collins. CP3 relocated from the top of the key to the right wing, knocked the three-pointer down. Clippers led by as many as 11 in the ball game, but that second quarter would haunt them as they had 8 of their 24 turnovers there, and they were down by 5 at the half. More on that and some of the things we can learn from in this ball game as the Clippers win 114-107 over the Portland Trailblazers. Better to learn after victories like this than have to learn always through failure. I'm Adam Osland. More post-game coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. After trailing by 5 at the half to the Blazers, the Clippers come through and win 114-107 here at Intuit Dome, where they are undefeated on this young season. 2-0, 2-1 overall. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland, live from Intuit Dome. It is good to be back here, Clipper Nation. Coming up on AM 570 LA Sports, we'll have Clippers talk for you. If you want to call in, get in early. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. So the Clippers were down by 5, even though they took an 11-point lead into that second quarter. And this is something we're going to talk about a lot post-game on Clippers Talk. And we'll take your calls on it. But there was a 14-0 run at one point by the Portland Trail Blazers in that second quarter in the span of 2 minutes and 5 seconds. That's how quickly this game flipped around on the Clippers, and most of it was all self-inflicted. Turnover after turnover, leading to 24 in the ball game total for the Clippers to 30 points for the Portland Trail Blazers, who only shot 37% from the field. When the Clippers were in their half-court set, when they were showing their half-court defense, they were great. They were stellar. But all those transition buckets due to the Clippers and live ball turnovers, far too many in this ball game. But they survived thanks to 30 from Kawhi Leonard, 21 from Ivica Zubac, 20 and 13, although 7 turnovers from James Harden, and 16 off the bench from John Collins. Chris Dunn also starting the second half defensively in place of Bogey, I think, helped set that tone. He finished with 9 points as well. This Clippers team out on the road Tuesday night. And I mean in the late night hour, because that game's tipping off against the Golden State Warriors at 8 from Chase Center. We'll have a pregame show back here at 7 outside of Los Angeles. We are leaving you until then in LA. Do not go anywhere. We got Clippers Talk next. Clippers are victorious once again here at Intuit Dome with a final of 114 to 107 over the Portland Trail Blazers. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Oslin. Clippers improved to 2-1 on the season. They're out on the road Tuesday night up in NorCal, taking on the Golden State Warriors from Chase Center. If you want to get on tonight, 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. I want to talk about the start of this ball game before we hear from Coach Lou, before we hear from the players. Remember, no Bradley Beal, out with a back injury, day to day. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays Tuesday night. Bogey got the start. Bogey didn't play in the first 2 games, and he looked like it. He looked rusty, and quite frankly, You can make the argument, I guess, he hasn't looked right since the playoff series against Denver. Now, he was dealing with some stuff. He was banged up, some injuries. I think it took him a month to get right after the season. But Bogey is pressing right now. He played 24 minutes, went 0 of 4, 0 points, 5 boards, and assists, 5 turnovers. Turnovers will be a theme here. But he got beat on a backdoor cut by Drew Holiday early in the ball game. You can just see he just was not ready. But the Clippers were. They were pushing the ball, moving it well. Kawhi was very active early on. You could see he had that pop out there, both ends of the floor, going for rebounds, getting active. And this Clippers ball club held Portland, I think, 4 minutes and 5 seconds to be exact, without a field goal at the end of the first quarter. They looked dominant defensively, and they were overall when they were taking care of the basketball. And that's all it takes sometimes. Eliminate the miscues, the self-inflicted ones, especially at inopportune times. Clippers led by 11, mostly led by in the ball game, heading into the second quarter. It was 34-23. Second quarter starting lineup for the Clippers, or just start the second quarter, I should say. The lineup was Kawhi, CP3, Chris Dunn, John Collins, Brook Lopez. And boy, were they forcing some really bad entry passes. Kawhi to Ivica Zubac. It was telegraphed. Then Dunn to Kawhi. 7:20 mark, you had Harden and CP3 out there on the floor for a second. For the first time together, I think, as Clippers outside of the preseason. Plus Kawhi, Zoo, and Collins. Didn't matter. Then DJ came in for Collins quickly. Batum in for CP3. And all of a sudden, the Blazers are on an 8-0 run. Oh, make it a 10-0 run after a Wesley and one on a takeaway on Harden, who was just having a lackadaisical mental mistake, bringing the basketball into the front court, I believe. Then fouled Wesley, who took it away and got the easy layup. Bogey comes in for Kawhi at the 6-minute mark. The Clippers did do a good job protecting the rim against Sharp. Shaedon Sharp finally got a dunk late, but he was blocked 4 times before that. Brook Lopez got him twice. Batum got him, and Zoo might have got him once. And that first Lopez block was ridiculous. Shaedon Sharp, if you didn't know, there's this new NBA stat. It's official now. It's called Dunk Score. It's on NBA.com, where they track dunks in a variety of ways. And last year, thanks to technology, the Sport VU cameras, we actually could see that the highest vertical jump last season was by Shaedon Sharp in the league. Higher than, in fact, he had 4 of the top 5 highest jumps last season. The guy who had the second highest jump was Ja Morant, of course. So when you block Shaedon Sharp, you're doing something right. But the Clippers were still doing a lot of things wrong in that second quarter. As Portland went on that 14-0 run, they were living at the rim, getting downhill, and that 14-0 run took place after Wesley hit a few free throws within 2 minutes and 5 seconds. It was brutal, hard to watch. And the Clippers just seemed to lose focus. Drew Holiday hit a three-pointer, which made it 68-46 in the second quarter. And the Clippers go from being up 11 to down 12 like that. It's a 23-point turnaround. And I thought to myself, what just happened? Well, 8 turnovers in the quarter happened, 24 overall. But the type of turnovers, the variety of them were inexcusable. They were on the Clippers more so than Portland. I mean, they had a turnover with DJ who just couldn't even bring it into the front court against Sharp. Why was he the one initiating offense there? James Harden was out there on the court. I know they're trying to save him, having to do everything sometimes, but there was at one point a 23-4 run by Portland. The one thing I was asking for was Ivica Zubac to get the basketball, because Portland started going small with Donovan Clingan off the floor. And you know what I say all the time, like, there is an easier path to victory, and it's playing through Ivica Zubac. When you can't get your offense going, when you can't generate easy buckets, guess who can? Big Zoo. They finally got him involved again. The Clippers went on an 8-0 run. We thought they took away the Kawhi three-pointer at the buzzer at the end of the second quarter, so it was just a 5-0 run. But Ivica Zubac had 8 points in the second quarter. Felt like he could have had 15 with the way they were guarding him. But the Clippers couldn't make the right passes. There were turnovers. They weren't looking for him enough, and they were down 60-55 at the half. Third quarter, Dunn starts instead of Bogey. The Clippers did have a turnover to start the quarter. But they started to get to work, and it was Kawhi and Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard and Big Zoo in that third quarter. Kawhi had 6 points. Ivica Zubac had 9. So they combined for 15 of the Clippers' 32 points. They were really good. Kawhi, he had 2 turnovers as well, but he had 10 boards, and he was being more decisive and quicker with his movements out there. Kawhi had a really good ball game, and you could just see he was the focal point of the offense. And that is huge for this team. So they get it going in the third quarter. And by the end of that third quarter, the Clippers are up 87-82. They have reclaimed the lead. Thank goodness. They started playing much better. They won the third quarter by 10. They still had turnovers, and they still won the quarter by 10. In fact, how many did they have in that third quarter alone? 6 turnovers. It's not easy to do. Like, you're just setting down the rake and then walking on it and stepping on it yourself. Like, I don't know what the problem was. I give Portland some credit. Their ball pressure, their defense. They're not leaving a lot of airspace, but a lot of it was sloppy turnovers from the Clippers. So to start the fourth, you got Kawhi, Bogey, CP3, Collins, and Brook out there. And boy, did John Collins have a great fourth quarter. More on that coming up. But Lopez had another block on Shaedon Sharpe. CP3 hit a three-pointer. Then John Collins hit one in the near side corner. Then John Collins got a board on the offensive end after Chris Paul missed a straightaway 3. Got it back to CP3. He hits another one now on the right wing. The Clippers' first 3 makes of the fourth quarter, all 3-pointers. John Collins really was responsible for 2 of them. He made one, and he got the assist to CP3 after the hustle to get that offensive rebound. Really impressive. The Clippers still return the basketball over. They close the gap to 7 at 100-93. Kawhi found Lopez also for an easy one on an inbounds play. And while we have a moment before I get to more of the breakdown of the fourth quarter, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports. Kawhi Leonard, though, comes up with 8 points in the fourth quarter, as does John Collins. And after a Zoo to Collins make for an and one that really got the crowd into it and got the Clippers back up by 11 at 109-98, Portland wasn't going away. It's 109-92, and there's an offensive foul on James Harden. Kawhi was out of the ball game at that point. He comes back in at the 3:10 mark, and Coach Lue challenged it. It got overturned. Then you got Dunn, Collins, Harden, Zoo, and Kawhi out there to close the ball game. And Kawhi hits a tough fadeaway on Sharpe. And I mean tough, because everybody was slipping and sliding out there on the floor. He hit a shot at the 6-minute mark, Kawhi, of the fourth quarter before he went out for Batum for a second, where he's like falling to the floor. I don't know what was happening. I know we're supposed to make waves. But the amount of perspiration or whatever was happening on the court tonight was really unusual. Guys were falling all over the place. I was concerned for an injury, honestly, and Kawhi took some tough falls in this ball game, but looked good. So Kawhi hits that bucket to make it 110 to 103, the fadeaway over Sharp on the left elbow. But Denny Advia gets a bucket, it's 112 to 105. They're still within striking distance. Kawhi comes right back, and because they don't have a big man in the game and he knows it, he turns the corner and gets a floater over Denny Advia, who was their last line of defense near the rim, 114 to 105. And then has a steal on Advia on the other end, just a complete Kawhi takeover in about a minute and a half stretch. He was the player of the game. 30 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, doing it on both ends like a superstar should, but getting up 21 shots. Love seeing that. Clippers win 114 to 107. Here at Into a Dome over the Portland Trail Blazers. Quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll get your phone calls. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers win 114 to 107 over the Portland Trail Blazers, and your player of the game, Kawhi Leonard. Kind of thought the highlight was coming there. You know what? We're going to move forward. Kawhi had 30, 11 of 21 from the field, plus 10 boards. We got you for another 16 minutes here. Daniel West back in Burbank. I'm Adam Osland. Clippers had 24 turnovers and survived that. That is a rarity. You're going to lose most games where you have 24 turnovers. Let's hear from Kawhi post game at least. Daniel, we got that? Let's do it. So Kawhi Leonard putting it best, we got to get better. We got to take care of the basketball, clearly. But when you can win and get away with 24 turnovers, it does tell you how talented this team is. And it does tell you how good they were defensively when they could actually set their defense and the Blazers weren't getting out in transition. And even when they did a few times, the Clippers recovered on some blocks, like a Nick Batum chase down block on Shaden Sharp. That guy's going through it right now. He had a rough start to the season, and he was 7 of 24 tonight. He would eventually get a dunk to go in the fourth quarter. But the Clippers team at times defended brilliantly in the half court. They're their own worst enemy when they're turning the basketball over because it leads the other teams to attacking their weakness, which is transition defense. They have to be better in that area. I believe they will be. Got to work out the kinks early in the season, different lineups and whatnot. Mark in Huntington Beach. Mark, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Moslem. What's up? Hi, Mark. I got you now. Thanks, Mark. But Mark, this whole fair shake thing, I know Portland took 34 free throws and the Clippers took 15. Yeah, well, when you turn the ball over that much and Portland gets up 92 shots to the Clippers 80, that can happen. They were definitely fouling because they had to at times because they were at Portland's mercy in transition. I mean, did you feel the same way on Friday night when the Clippers took way more free throws than the Phoenix Suns? Were they getting a good whistle then? So it's okay when the home team is getting the free throw advantage. But again, you can't turn the ball over like that and expect to get a great whistle because you don't even have as many possessions to draw fouls when you're turning the ball over. Bogey had a play in the first half. Bogey had a play in the first half, to your point, Mark, and I appreciate the phone call, and it's a good point, where I could see the wheels turning with his lack of confidence right now and him overthinking out there. And it could just be it's his first game of the season. And live bullets out there, it's different. It ain't the preseason. And Bogey turned down a layup for a kick out to Nico Batum in the far side corner, I think it was. And I just thought to myself, he ain't right yet. Coach Lou was definitely chasing having Bogey play in the fourth quarter as much as he did, a moment for him where he could gain some confidence, where he could hit a shot, do something. Instead, he really struggled defensively as well. They were picking on him. He had an and one called on him late. But the reason you play him with Bradley Beal being out is because they want to keep as much continuity as possible with style of play. And Bogey does have some similar traits to Bradley Beal. He can handle the rock. He can create for himself and for others. I know it's in theory right now because he's struggling so much. And it just felt like he was forcing everything. But he'll get there. He'll find his rhythm. This team is deep. But for everybody saying, oh, start Collins and stuff, why? Why do they need to do that right now? They're 2-1. And if they do pull the ripcord this quickly, you're going to lose the locker room probably. Unless a guy volunteers to come off the bench, that's a tough pill to swallow to tell players, hey, I know it's only been 3 games, but you're benched. You have to let things fail sometimes, and they aren't. They're 2-1 to show players this is why I need to do this. We talked about it early on with Law Murray if you watched the pregame show. In fact, maybe I'll play his answer coming up with a little bonus coverage here. Like John Collins still closed the game. People are so hung up on starting groups when the Clippers actually did get off to a decent start. They were up 14-11. They were up 11 heading into the second quarter. People are so hung up on who's starting sometimes. It's like, no, who's finishing? That's what matters more. There may come a point where John Collins is in the starting lineup. But I think it made sense for continuity's sake and for not disrupting the entire second unit, which you guys aren't thinking about, obviously, when you say John Collins should be starting. Well, okay, what happens with the second unit that we like so much and the chemistry that they built up? We're just going to let that go by the wayside because you guys are remembering back in high school basketball or whatever and thinking about starting and how important that is to you. It's more important to finish. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Clippers were able to finish off the Portland Trail Blazers thanks to some Kawhi two-way heroics late, 114-107. They survived 24 turnovers, many of them self-inflicted tonight. And they win by 7 over the Blazers. They're going up north to take on the Golden State Warriors next on Tuesday night. More on that coming up. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. John Collins with his Clippers high of 16 points. My player to watch coming into this game said he'd get his Clippers high. He did not disappoint. 16 in less than 27 minutes. Clippers win 114-107 over the Portland Trail Blazers. They're 2-1 on the season. Next up, Tuesday night, they are up north taking on the Golden State Warriors. Quickly, Collins in this ball game had a nice step around on his defender for a bucket, then got a quick run out to put the Clippers 27-18. He had a putback tip in. Second quarter, Collins a runner off the glass. Fourth, that big near side corner three at the 9:30 mark in the fourth quarter, and then that big offensive rebound to CP3 for a three at the 8:20 mark of the fourth quarter. His athleticism, that pop out there, that player that has been missing, John Collins, maybe he is the missing link. They're obviously much better off with him. But the zoo to Collins for the and one to make it 109-98. Great feed from Avisa Zubats. Great finish from John Collins as well. And then it was Kawhi, fadeaway over Sharp, floater over Advia, stole it from Advia, Denny Advia, and the Clippers go on to win 114-107. Quick timeout. We'll come right back. We'll close things out here on Clippers Talk on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers win 114-107 over the Portland Trail Blazers here at Into a Dome in Inglewood. Before we get out of here, Gene calling from North Carolina. Gene, you're on Clipper Stock with Adam Moslin. Try to keep it to 30 seconds for me here, Gene. What's up? All right, Gene. Gene, call me on Tuesday. I got to run. That was more than 30 seconds, but I appreciate you, my guy. Clippers win 114-107 over the Portland Trail Blazers. We'll give you some bonus on the YouTube side here in a second, but Clippers next ball game coming up Tuesday night, taking on the Golden State Warriors. Tip off at 8 from Chase Center. Pregame show here at 7. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez, Big Brother Jake Warner, Joey Kimball, Chris Taylor. Did I mention Big Brother Jake Warner? I'll do it twice. Daniel West back in Burbank. I'm Adam Moslin. Talk to you Tuesday night. Clippers are 2-1. For you. Chat, I'll play something for you here. I want you guys to hear what Murray said, and I'm not against John Collins starting. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if it would be wise to do it after 3 games. And I'll let Law Murray, who was on with me earlier, explain this as we had him on the pregame show. I want you guys to hear from Law. Give me 2 seconds. I got it for you. It's all queued up. Here's the answer. I know a lot of people are wondering, why after 3 games aren't they just starting him? Here is the answer.
A fit in the first unit, just like Brad is supposed to be a fit in the first unit.
What would you say to those asking for John Collins to start in a game like this or to just be in the starting lineup in general right now?
I would say that y'all are probably bad coaches when it comes to any kind of adversity, when it comes to bad moments in games or bad games, period, or bad weeks. Like, we've been doing this with Teron Lou for how long now? Like, we all know that there's a sample size that will go out there and you're trying to form an identity. If your identity is shaken by some bad games early in the process, then what are you doing? You're being too reactive. Now, we're going to see a lot within these 10 games. You're going to get a lot of different kind of matchups. We're going to get some back-to-backs at some point. And you're going to also see if John can be more engaged and understand what he needs to do with different kinds of lineups. Like, you haven't seen that yet. I think Brook Lopez is a better fit with John than Ivica Zubac is. I've said that before. So I get it. People are like, you have John Collins. His plus minus is good. Just play him. It's like, you can't just pick and choose, when you want to use your plus minus, because that sure as heck wasn't the case in Utah. That second unit, everybody played poorly in that game. And so John is a guy who offensively should have some great moments, and defensively, he's going to have some moments where he makes big plays. I do think that the team is trying to get him up to speed. I've heard that privately. I've also just heard that when you see the coaches discuss, it's like they want to get Brad up. They want to get John up to speed. So it's a long season. It's literally week 1 out of 25, and so that's all I'd say to those people right now.
Patience, young grasshopper. Don't overreact too much here. Kawhi. There you have it. I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday night, pregame at 7. Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors.